And a pleasant good evening, everybody. Welcome to, we're in Voorhees this time for the semifinals of the Coaches Cup Tournament. Rob Strauss, Kevin Schulz, John Hallwood, Tad Kozaneski behind the camera, and gearing up for what is going to be a great semifinal matchup. Schulz, you got a chance to watch the earlier 6 o'clock game. Tell us a little bit about what you saw there.
You talk about a back and forth battle, but there really weren't a whole lot of scoring opportunities. It's funny, Mr. K and I were saying, boy, there hasn't been many scoring opportunities in this game. And, of course, probably within a minute, Kingsway scored. Shortly thereafter, they scored again en route to a big semifinal win. Of course, now we've got the Knights, who are coming off a big win of their own yesterday at St. Augustine. Wasn't there, but I've heard a lot of great things about what Sterling was able to do against a very talented St. Augustine team.
Yeah, Sterling went ahead 1-0 with a goal in the first half from Jimmy Zingaro, and then the equalizer came off of a penalty kick, off a handball from the hand of Timmy Hall, and that equalized the game with about 10 minutes remaining, and then Joey Lomas picks up the oft overlooked goalie assist on the punt. Fortunately, he had about a 35-mile-an-hour wind in his back and somehow found Mike Berkeley, as you take a look at Joey Lomas right there on your screen, picked up the assist on that, and what wound up being the game winner with about 5 minutes remaining in that contest, and Sterling went on to win that one 2-1 and sets up a semifinal matchup here against Cinnaminson, another Group 2 team who they could see in the Group 2 tournament.
Well, the ironic thing, as we're looking at the semifinal games, you're talking about a coaches tournament where you have the Group 3 schools, the parochial schools. 3 out of the 4 teams in these semifinals are Group 2 schools when you're talking about West Deptford, Cinnaminson, and Sterling. So really a great accomplishment for, a group of smaller schools when you're talking about Group 2.
Take a look at the coaching staff and some of the players from Cinnaminson. Cinnaminson earned themselves a 5 seed. They're going to play Manasquan in the first round, and will set up a pretty interesting matchup if everybody holds serve in that bracket. Haddonfield, the 4 seed, playing Lower Cape May. You got a Haddonfield-Cinnaminson second round game.
Yeah, we have already seen what the Haddonfield team can do, and when you're talking about Haddonfield, that was a team that started off slow, but really started playing well, and obviously gave Sterling their only loss this year, and that was about a week and a half ago.
You take a look at the gentleman there in the T-shirt. That is Sterling graduate Eric Teasdale, now coaching the freshman team, and is also the head baseball coach over at Cinnaminson. So he's good to see that he's doing well. However, he's wearing kind of enemy colors here tonight, unfortunately. But we wish him well.
I think it was a couple years ago, Mr. K, we were there at the for the basketball game at Cinnaminson, and he's really was telling us how he really enjoyed it there and was doing well. I don't know if he was the head baseball coach at that point, but obviously now he's moved on to that, and good for him, and good luck in the spring season.
Well, we covered Cinnaminson. They are the 5 seed. Sterling is the number 2 seed. They're going to host Pleasantville on Monday, November 1st. We will have that game for you right here on Channel 19. I believe that should be a 2 o'clock start, as most of those games typically are, with the exception of the this coaches tournament, which took 2 days to complete. The weather played a factor in that on both days, Schulze, and John, you were there as well. The wind on one day, and then the rain and the lightning on night 1.
It made a very interesting game, and it just made the game very interesting. It gave Sterling a little bit of a challenge during that first half, having the wind right in front of them. But again, they were able to score, having a goal opportunity, and they were able to score off that facing the wind.
Take a look at some of the fans that have lined up. I'm pretty sure some of these fans were also at the St. Augustine Prep game just a little over 24 hours ago. So a lot of soccer being played right now. If you think about it, they actually warmed up and played 3. This will be the 3rd night in a row.
Yeah, well, you look at that going back to back, and you kind of look at it on 2 ends. First off, obviously, it's a big emotional win, and you're coming right back at it today. And you're thinking there's possible fatigue here, playing a very physical game and coming in against a team where you feel like it's going to be physical. But there's also the thought of you've got that momentum from the win. You're feeling good about yourself. So hopefully that's going to figure in today's outcome more than the fatigue factor.
And you can tell the energy. I mean, it's going to be very interesting. We saw Mike Berkeley play arguably the best game of his career and really was a real big part of that win. He was shot out of a cannon from the jump, the restart about 10 and a half minutes into that game. And really the senior just played well, real true leader on the team, and just did a great job, Kevin.
Well, I obviously wasn't at the game yesterday, but had heard a lot about it, seen some clips about what had happened. And, you know, with Mike Berkeley, obviously a very talented kid, but he plays with such energy, such a high motor. And I think being one of the captains, one of the leaders on this team, that kind of filters down through the entire team. And, you know, that's I think the kind of identity that this team plays with. Very energetic. We've got speed. They play a physical game, which is part of his game.
See Mike Berkeley there. He was on the right-hand part of your screen. Joey Lomas in the middle made 3 key saves in a row. And as St. Augustine Prep was trying to stage a comeback, 3 big saves from Joey Lomas. He's had an incredible season, John, and just a ton. You can't say really enough about the job that Joey Lomas has done for this Sterling squad this season.
You really can. And the 13 consecutive clean sheets or shutouts or whatever you want to call it that he has this season, and not to mention overall is 14, is just unbelievable. You got to also congratulate also the Sterling's defense, but anytime when Sterling has been faced with a top-tier shot, Lomas has been there for them.
The winner of this game will play on Saturday at 6 o'clock. So we'll wait to see what happens. Still 80 minutes of soccer to determine. One of these two teams will face Kingsway in the final of this Coaches Cup tournament. Just waiting for the first whistle, and we'll get this one underway. Cinnaminson will control. We're still waiting for a ball, actually. You might need that.
That's actually very important to the game.
Might need one of those.
But another key player I think Sterling that also has is Josh Moreland. Able to get the assist early for Jimmy Zingaro on the free kick, and
always a very skilled player with outstanding finishing skills.
Look at the goalkeeper for Cinnaminson. And Group 2 loaded up this year. Usually this is a tournament where you see a lot of Group 3, Group 4 teams that are kind of front-loaded in this tournament. This year you've got 3 of the final 4 are Group 2.
And obviously you could have even had more with Delran if they had not opted out. Another Group 2 team that's the #1 seed in the Group 2 tournament, but not electing to go into the coaches tournament.
Delran going to put all their chips in for the Group 2 tournament, I suppose, and always a tough squad. Delran, the road to the South Jersey Group 2 championship is going to have to go through Delran and the Bears.
Yeah, and they're always solid. I don't know that they were the same. They're the same team this year that they were a couple years back, but still, like you said, the road goes through Delran to get through Group 2.
Now, we are underway here in the semifinals of this coaches tournament, Sterling and Cinnaminson.
Let's not also forget Jimmy Zingaro is also still on a yellow card from yesterday. So another yellow card here. We'll see him out of the coaches South group. Coaches final.
Also had another yellow card in that game as well. And that was issued to Kevin Stubbs, who came in off the bench in that second half. So keep an eye on those two. There's the speed from Berkeley pressuring the goalkeeper. And the goalkeeper gets it away, and that's going to heads up right in front, directly to our right. So fans have to look alive here. No, this is standing room only. No stands here at all. Maybe a couple 3 or 4 deep to our right, but that's a hot ticket tonight. Zingaro off his body, and that will be a Cinnaminson throw. Still no score as Jack Salmon, he's senior, will throw it in for the Pirates.
Yeah, a little bit of back and forthness to it. Neither team early on getting fairly deep in the other team's end of the field.
Martin looking for Berkeley. Berkeley, tough 50-50 ball. Sterling still controls Zingaro with a sliding move. Looking for Kevin Martin. Pair of Martins on the field. One Kevin, one Matt foul, and that will be a foul against Sterling. Zingaro there to help up Aiden Quinn Wright.
You see Cinnaminson trying to move the ball upfield. I like the fact that Sterling really didn't give them much room. Anytime a Cinnaminson player got his foot on the ball, you saw a Sterling defender right there.
Free kick inside the 18, headed away. Still inside, tried to get across, and the Sterling defense all over it. Matt Martin there among others, and McFadden there to clear it out. Looking for Berkeley on the far side. He is tripped up, and it's going to be no whistle, but it will be a Sterling throw.
And you saw that opportunity by Cinnaminson. That's what Sterling does so well when teams get it wide. They really do a good job covering, getting a body on the forwards in the middle, and we're able to do that on the first near opportunity by Cinnaminson.
I'm sure Cinnaminson has seen the scouting report on Josh Moreland. He's their featured player on this team with, not to be outdone, he had the assist on the first goal from Zingaro, off the foot of Zingaro. But a really, really nice offensive production out of Josh Moreland this season. And I'm sure Cinnaminson has him pretty much marked tonight.
Yeah, and there you see Timmy Hall with the throwing right now. And the thing Josh Moreland does is he's one of those kids that's so skilled. Rob, you talked about what he can do. He's able to separate from defenders and create his own scoring opportunity. And one of those kids who can turn on a dime and fire away at the net.
Zingaro looking for the head of Berkeley. Picked off by Cinnaminson off of Zingaro. It will be a Cinnaminson throw. Colin Kenville, the feature player, 31 points on the season, tied in the team lead in goals with 10. Whistle there would be a Sterling free kick.
And the other thing, Rob, when you look at the strong team that I don't think talked about or emphasized as much as some of the other things is you've got great speed in transition. As you look at Jadis McFadden, he can come up from defense and get into the offensive end, as well as Timmy Hall. They'll have some of the forwards peel back. And just from the midfield on, how they just really move in transition and can blow past people.
Good ball from McFadden. Sterling trying to set up their offense. Shot, and just goes wide of the cage by Mike Ermel.
Now the first real nice opportunity here early on, and that's one of those shots that, from our vantage point, we always say you can't tell if it's within 2 feet of that post or 10 feet. But obviously that was wide.
Again, Mike Ermel, one of those physical players that will get inside the box and be a big force in there, and has scored some incredible goals, even outside of the 18-yard box.
Cinnaminson on the counterattack, picked off by Jimmy Zingaro. All over the field early is Jimmy Zingaro, as he was just 24 hours ago against the Hermits. Coming near side for Salmon. Frasso. They send it all the way back.
You're seeing it right now. Not much room for Cinnaminson in that midfield. Sterling's just doing an outstanding job getting right on them and not giving them time to look and find that open spot, open man up the field.
Hall with a strong throw in off the head of Moreland, looking for a streaking Berkeley, couldn't find him. That seems to be the connection. Nice move here. And look at this, speaking of speed on that far side.
Well, Berkeley has scored in all of the coaches tournament games so far.
Takedown inside the 18. Cinnaminson still with possession. Working a one-on-one with Zingaro. Zingaro flicks it away with his left foot. Good defense by Zingaro. Cinnaminson still with possession. And do they force a throw? Let's see what they're
going to say Cinnaminson throw, I think.
Hard to tell when we start losing our vantage point here as we are field level. It is going to be a throw in. So a long throw in here for Cinnaminson. 33 minutes remaining here in this scoreless first half. Nice pass. Kevin Martin Looking ahead, finds Matt Martin. Matt Martin with plenty of space. Martin down the left wing. Off the shot and a save. Mike Berkeley almost connected there. Beautiful feed from Matt Martin.
Well, great speed by Martin going up that far side. Nice touch pass to Berkeley. Berkeley one-timed it and almost got it to that wide side for the first goal.
7 minutes elapsed here in this scoreless first half between Sterling and Cinnaminson.
But what got that opportunity was the transition that we were talking about a little bit ago. You saw the speed from Sterling that really had this Cinnaminson team back on their heels.
Berkeley trying to track this one down, and he does. That's the speed we saw the other day. Moreland looking for space. Good shielding by Cinnaminson. Maroney comes in to try and keep the offense going. Timmy Hall comes in from his back position. He's down, no whistle, and now it goes out of play and will be a Sterling throw. But Timmy Hall tackled there. Got ball first, so, and no whistle.
Yeah, they're really doing a great job pressuring. You know, you saw the offensive opportunities, but also doing a great job of pressuring Cinnaminson, trying to get the ball out of their own zone.
Moreland said he got pushed, but no whistle there. It's going to be a Cinnaminson throw-in.
Fans, obviously, rather vocal. They wanted a handball there, no call. It's Justin Burr, who they were looking for there to get that whistle. They did not get it, so the whistles have been relatively quiet early on here. We did see it in the St. Augustine game late in that second half when St. Augustine was trying to make that giant push. The refs really kind of took control a little bit, pulled a pair of bookings out. That turned into a St. Augustine goal, the equalizer. Inside the 18, Moreland now controls. Moreland trying to look for space. This little spin move. Hit the Y button there, did Moreland. Back to Justin Burr. One of the unspoken heroes of that back line there. Doing a great job for Sterling all season long, and there he is again, being challenged. Burr gets it away, and there it is, right on cue, clears it away off the head of Zingaro.
Again, Justin Burr, just a sophomore, doing a great job right there for the back line of Sterling, and we don't talk about his name too much during the Sterling broadcast, but he does his job quite well in that back line.
What a throw by Zingaro there, Kevin.
Yeah, good, great throw. And sometimes with Jimmy Zingaro, that throw-in, we talked about it. John, you mentioned it a lot, especially when he's down by the net. It's almost like a corner kick.
Wind is a little bit of a factor here tonight. See on the throw-in, it's going to go from left to right. This goes inside the 18, off the head, and easily into the hands of the Pirates netminder. And
Rob,
as I say that, right on cue, here comes the wind.
Yeah, this wind, we've been here since the first game. It's kind of sporadic. It'll be dead for a good 5-minute period, then really pick up. And obviously when it picks up,
well, you missed
could have a factor.
You missed yesterday's experience. They couldn't keep the corner flags up.
Wow.
Yeah, no.
It was bad.
It was very interesting. Of course, as you guys said early on, it was actually quite sunny and quite warm out, but as soon as I show up, I bring the wind and the rain.
Wiggles brought the monsoon yesterday.
Just a random thought. How come the three old guys are standing and the young guys sitting? It's just a random thought. We're not pointing fingers or anybody or anything.
Maroney, 50-50 ball, just a hair too late. Burr clears it over to his left, but Cinnaminson will control. Karch, that far side looking. Berkeley can't track that one down. Miss hit there by Zingaro. A lot of white jerseys back for Sterling defensively. That's going to be a foul. Josh Pereira, who has 23 points on the season, was fouled. And that'll set up a free kick from about 30 yards out.
Well, probably Cinnaminson's best potential opportunity here.
See who's going to take the free kick for the Pirates. It looks like it's going to be Nathan Wake. 10 goals on the season for him, the senior.
Don't be surprised if he takes a shot here.
Nice shot. It goes well over the cage and into the netting behind Joey Lomas. Pretty even game so far, though.
Yeah, it is. It's but I felt like early on in the first 5 minutes it was fairly even. But I feel like right now, obviously Sterling's got a couple of better opportunities. And the other thing I feel like is that Sterling's pressuring their defense more, Cinnaminson's defense, and really putting them under pressure when they're trying to get it out. And they really are not in a situation where they are getting too many quality passes out to get upfield.
Sterling earns a corner kick here, and you have to give credit there to Josh Moreland, who had a nice little flick off the top of his head to create this corner kick. And that's Matt Martin in that far corner. Puts both hands up in the air, puts a good corner going to the near side. Ermel trying to track it down, and he cannot, and it will be a Cinnaminson throw. Heads up, heads up. Coming right into us. Almost had the camera.
Kevin Stubbs and comes in. Justin Maroney comes out. Sterling made a pair of substitutions. Matt Martin comes out and
watch the throw from Zingaro here. And keeper all over that. Jimmy Zingaro got a lot of air underneath that.
Yeah, there's that throw that almost has the same effect as a corner kick, obviously further down the field, but it gets to that same area and forces the goaltender to come out and make that decision, which was definitely the right one there.
Kevin Martin working at midfield, 1-on-2, he's dispossessed. And now here come the Pirates. Looking in the middle of the field, they lose control.
And another thing that Sterling's done really good at is been able to control midfield. Their midfield is just, with the likes of Kevin Martin and Jimmy Zingaro up in midfield, it's always good.
Nice ball from Moreland. They're trying to find Stubbs. Almost had him there. 25-35 remaining here in this scoreless first half. Glad you joined us here on Channel 19. Rob Strauss, Kevin Schulz, John Hallwood, Tad Kozaneski behind the camera, as he was for the last, this is 3 days in a row. We're going for the hat trick. Throw in for the Pirates right in front of us. Sterling has had the better of the chances so far, cleared out by Timmy Hall. And a miss hit there by the defender for Cinnaminson in William Frasso, and it will be a Sterling throw. Here comes Zingaro, who's going to launch this thing about 40 yards.
Definitely another chance for a quality opportunity here with what Jimmy Zingaro is able to do.
Moreland almost had it. The defense of Cinnaminson collapsed quickly. That ball goes off the official, and they say play on.
Letting Cinnaminson have advantage.
Two players go down. There's the whistle and the foul. You are going to hear another whistle from the other girls' semifinal directly behind our field. So you will hear the more prominent whistle is going to be ours, obviously. We had that issue yesterday at St. Augustine with the football practice going on. So the stronger whistle that you will hear is coming from our field.
Of course, we're always used to that at Sterling with, seems like 10 different whistles going on.
Good clearance by Sterling and their defense. So far, defense holding up nicely. Under 24 minutes to play here in this opening first half. That's going to be a foul on Cinnaminson. They don't like the call, but the official coming over to explain. Got the elbow up. I think that was Brett Cassie. I believe that they called that foul on. Lomas is going to take this, come out of his goal cage.
Kind of into a crosswind.
And here comes one of those gusts, and there is, keeper calls everybody off, and that's good communication by the goalkeeper there to call off his defenseman.
Yeah, got that high bounce off the turf, but Cinnaminson really got to watch when the likes of Mike Berkeley and Josh Moreland are down there around the net. Two very skilled forwards for Sterling.
Burrow on the far side with some space. Tries to spring Berkeley in front of the Cinnaminson bench. Cannot. A little push in the back there from Ermel. Moreland. Moreland looking for Berkeley. Back to Moreland. Moreland fires one well wide and out of play. Actually missed the back netting as well. And that's a souvenir. That would have wound up in the lake yesterday.
Yeah, had Berkeley flying up that far side. Just a good job by the Cinnaminson defender cutting off that passing lane.
Funny thing is, the lake that we are talking about yesterday was on our right side, which before the rain was bone dry before.
Wow.
And I think that lake was about 6-7 feet deep. I saw you could probably do some fishing in there.
Well, bring your arc with you next time
tackle
that
box. Some lures. I don't know. Are you into that? Is that
my kids fish. I don't
go.
fish a ton. I used to when I was younger.
It's nice and relaxing.
It's a saying, they catch a fish for a man, he can eat for a day, but teach a man to fish, he can eat for a lifetime.
That's it.
Words of wisdom from the play-by-play announcer tonight.
Oh, wow.
Big foul there is Moreland. That's not Moreland. Is that Moreland that went down?
That's
No,
Victor
it's
John.
Victor John that went down hard. And no whistle.
Yeah, just came in the game, and boy, he really got rocked. I guess they were saying it was right in between. The ball was right in between where the hit happened, so it was kind of on the ball.
Zangaro's going to throw this one in, so your corner here.
Big throw in off the head of Berkeley. Still available. Oh, excuse me, that was Kevin Martin was available. Sterling still with possession. Tries to heel there. And a shot by Victor John rolls in on the keeper. And an easy save there for Cinnaminson.
Well, good job by Victor John. Obviously, after taking a hit, right there, able to spin around in a fairly tight spot and get a decent shot off.
Low line drive punt. Sterling controlling a lot of the chances so far. I'd say
Yeah,
at
I would
least
agree with
3-1.
Yeah.
Sterling, they've controlled early here, but as we saw yesterday at St. Augustine, that can change in a matter of minutes. Sterling controlled that second half yesterday at St. Augustine, and then all of a sudden 2 cards came out, and then a goal came out. Ermel there to clear it away. Looking for Josh Garcia, who's just checked into the game for Sterling. We saw him into the game yesterday. Latter moments. Almost an errant clear there by Cinnaminson. Almost turned into a turnover. Now it does. Martin, 1-on-2, flicks it up high in the air. Camardo tried to switch fields, could not. And here come the Pirates on the counter rush. Good read by Stubbs to deflect it out of play.
Coach Marley's mixing in his depth, which has been a big part of keeping the legs fresh, and obviously goes a long way in Sterling being able to wear down some teams as you get to the latter part of the second half. So just keeping everybody fresh here early on is going to pay dividends as the game goes on.
Matt Martin and Justin Maroney check back into the game for Sterling, as we are just about at the 19-minute mark remaining here in the first. We had a counting up clock yesterday. We have a counting down clock today. Good slide tackle by Zangaro. Got ball first, but it will be a Cinnaminson throw. Just about 18 3/4 minutes remaining in the first.
Yeah, that's a great job by Jimmy Zangaro. And that's what a lot of these Cinnaminson forwards, when they go up the sideline, they're really getting a lot of pressure from multiple defenders, which are putting pressure on the ball. And also, at the same time, they're having defenders cut off passing lanes, which is making it real difficult for Cinnaminson.
Here comes a throw in from Cinnaminson. Nobody home. Goes off of Timmy Hall. Victor John almost there. Camardo. Camardo looking for Victor John. Spinorama there, and they'll go back to the safety of their goalkeeper. Goes wide with it. Cuts it back, risky pass, and it's a turnover. Weak shot and a save, and Garcia got a weak shot off, nonetheless, keeping the goaltender active. And
it's Matt Martin on the shot there.
And you see Garcia in the game now. He's been in there for a few minutes now. He was one of the ones that had one of the big goals on Saturday against Hamilton. Kid who's got some speed for a bigger guy and some good offensive skills.
So a goal on the other side of the, something big happened over there.
I think a goal was scored by the looks of the celebration, and who also played, who's playing over there, do you guys know?
I don't know, but it's 1-0. I will make that prediction. Beautiful facility here, right across from where the Voorhees Virtual Hospital used to be. No longer. There's a baseball field near us as well.
Yeah, this is an unbelievable complex with the turf fields. We were talking to Zach Collins prior to the game. He was saying how he probably feels like he's played about 200 games on these fields through various club teams throughout the years.
I play a rec league on this turf field a couple times, and it's a nice difference, you know, getting the first experience of turf actually.
And John, you were a goaltender, correct?
Yeah, still am.
Okay. How's this turf as far as fielding shots, the bounces that you get? Is it typical of most turf fields, or is it any different?
It's typical. I've never played any rain games on here.
Right.
But it's pretty typical of a turf field. Because
I know some of them some of them have more padding than others. Some of the older turf fields are have more of the concrete effect, and you're going to get a higher bounce.
Some of the fans that have shown up here, that both parents and students alike, have really made the quick 10-minute trip.
It's really been Sterling's backyard.
Not as far as hike as yesterday, that's for sure.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't
that bad.
Bad,
I
no.
mean, it was, we're talking about maybe 35 minutes.
Nah, it was a 40-minute trip for me. It's Mr. K, you know, riding his
Ball
bike.
Inside the 18, and Cinnaminson goalkeeper had to be quick off his line as Berkeley was lurking in the weeds there. Came out of nowhere. 15 minutes remaining here in the scoreless first half.
Well, I think that, if you're a goaltender, you've got to be aware of where Mike Berkeley is at all times, and with his speed, he can get on the ball, and that's going to definitely force a lot of goalies to come out when they might not normally be doing that.
Too much sauce on that one for Justin Maroney. Call him Tank, and he is a tank.
He's a tank.
Play lacrosse as well.
Gotten bulkier over the year, I think.
He's a player.
We'll say solid. We'll say it's all solid weight put on. But definitely
I wouldn't run into him.
The physical player, type of physical player that is going to have an impact, no doubt about it.
Again, still no score here. Just about 14 minutes remaining in the first half. Sterling and Cinnaminson. Winner will play Kingsway on Saturday at 6 o'clock right on these fields. Kevin Martin is fouled from behind. Noah Huber, the freshman, comes in and fouls Kevin Martin, and it's Sterling a chance from distance.
Cinnaminson does not like the call. Of course, they're going to change the ball by the looks of things.
Well, a couple of real nice passes in tight spaces there between, I believe it was Berkeley and Kevin Martin.
Just heard from Ms. Considine that it's Bishop Eustace against Eastern on the other field. 1-0 Eustace.
Chip ball.
Opportunity here for Sterling, still inside the 18, headed away. Matt Martin gives it a go, but it goes wide. So 1-0 Bishop Eustace on the other field. If you're scoring at home. Wisconsin, our sideline reporter. Thank you to Ms. Considine. High into this Wednesday evening night. What a difference 24 hours makes. Well, a lot warmer. I overdressed for this, but I'd rather be overdressed than underdressed.
Right, yeah, you don't want to be underdressed, especially with us just kind of standing here, not moving a whole lot.
Throw in for Sterling. Burr looking for Berkeley. Off Maroney. Moreland. Martin kicks it right into Josh Moreland. And a clearance opportunity here for Cinnaminson. But Sterling really controlling a majority of this game so far. Under 12 to go.
And that was a real nice job of Jimmy Zingaro stepping up, keeping this ball in play, or it would have been probably out at midfield by now, just stepping in front of the Cinnaminson defender.
Moreland, a shot from distance, may have been deflected on the way in, and the goalkeeper has been sharp for Cinnaminson.
Well, kind of far out, and obviously the goalie was fortunate that that shot was deflected, but that's an area where your skilled scorers, your finishers, can make things happen, whereas other guys can't. And Moreland is definitely one of those skilled guys who can finish from that distance.
Shot in the middle, off the bar, it's not in yet. Burr trying to clear it away with his head, but the first real opportunity for Cinnaminson almost resulted in a goal. That went off the top of the bar and down. 1 inch down, that's in the back of the cage.
Yeah, Sterling very fortunate, and like we said, if you look at the two teams and look at their opportunities, Sterling's definitely had more quality opportunities than this Cinnaminson team.
All it takes is one opportunity.
That's it, yep.
You see this all the time where the goaltenders aren't really that active, and all of a sudden they get their first shot on goal, and it winds up behind them.
Yep.
Well, again, Washington Township was the number 3 seed facing against Kingsway. What I've heard was that Kingsway scored that 1 goal, and Township could not get back.
Comes Cinnaminson again. Kenville shot right into Timmy Hall, and he clears it away. What a job defensively by Timmy Hall. Here comes Moreland. Looking ahead for Berkeley, trying to split the defense. He does. Berkeley looking for help, waiting for help. Berkeley at the top for Moreland. Moreland, a couple fancy moves, has Stubbs to drop it to if he wants it. Off the head of Stubbs. Matt Martin in the vicinity. Moreland, shot and saved.
We had a great view of that. You see Moreland with the defender right on him, just was able to separate just a little bit to get that shot off.
9.5 remaining here in this first half. Sterling and Cinnaminson, winner will play Kingsway on Saturday at 6 for the championship. Timmy Hall, aggressive defense to clear it away. Berkeley in there looking for a foul. He's not going to get it.
Saying that he was getting pushed, but ref doesn't see it.
That's the way this game's gone, though. That's going to be a foul on Moreland. Got the feet tangled up there with William Frasso, the junior. I think their goalkeeper's going to come up and
Risky
get
move.
this one away as we are under 9 minutes remaining here in the first half.
An interesting move here. Don't usually see the goalie take these free kicks out this far.
Kennedy sends it away. Off the head of Martin. To the other Martin. Matt Martin down the far sideline. A little too much there. It will be a Pirate throw under 8.5 remaining in the first half.
Now, unfortunate there because that's where we've seen Sterling do a good job on that far side, move the ball up the field in a hurry. You saw Matt Martin earlier in the game get it upfield and have Sterling get one of their really good opportunities. It came up short. Sterling, again, with a lot of speed in transition.
McFadden clears it away. Berkeley all over the field again. You can hear the footsteps. McFadden pushed as he's clear on that clearing attempt. And now Camardo clears it away. Martin with a push in the back. Ball coming right towards us. Martin trying to track it down. He cannot. Right near the living room is Matt Martin.
And you can see one thing Cinnaminson doing as Sterling controlled the ball at midfield. You had Moreland and Mike Berkeley upfield. Cinnaminson defensively is making sure they have at least 3 defenders and a 4th one over there coming up to mark these 2 guys. They just realize how skilled both Moreland and Berkeley are.
Joey Lomas comes out. Hard to see where the line is from where we are standing, but Lomas comes off his line to his left and makes the save, and not really a save, but just kind of keeps it out of harm's way there.
Lomas.
Too strong for the Pirates. Lomas hasn't had to be very busy. The Pirates had that one opportunity, went off the crossbar and out. Something you don't see a lot of. Usually goes bar down. There's my hockey reference for the night.
You love making those hockey references.
Have to.
I'm sure I have a dump and chasing me down the
Oh,
road.
yeah, like that. Heck yeah.
There goes Schulz.
There are blue lines on this field.
That's
just
right.
saying. Pinball action back and forth. It's McFadden given some space. Tries to chip it ahead for Berkeley. And they have Mike Berkeley marked with 2, at times 3 defenders.
Yeah, well, the thing, whoever has the ball in midfield, you can see them making sure they don't give up too much space to both Berkeley and Moreland. And I think that's really helped them out in these last 5 or 6 minutes, where you haven't seen Sterling have an opportunity to get the ball as much to Berkeley and Moreland in the open field, where they can really make things happen.
Sterling going to make a sub. Kevin Stubbs comes out. Justin Maroney comes in.
Just about 5 minutes remaining here in the scoreless first half. Maroney, good ball. Maroney will turn and fire, and it's deflected away. Ermel. Can't find him. Zingaro giving chase. He's dispossessed by Noah Huber. And now some nice fancy footwork by Kenville, and this one sails well over our heads and out of play.
Now, that's a good job by Hoover, because one thing that we've had Zingaro do on a couple occasions is come up where it looked like Cinnaminson was going to get ready for a transition play and keep the ball in, but Hoover did a great job with the move on Jimmy Zingaro and getting the ball upfield.
Sterling claiming it was their ball. Comes up, goes and gives it to Cinnaminson.
Player has disappeared.
Into the crowd he goes.
Nice ball, looking far post and nobody home for Cinnaminson. A real good throw in that time by the Pirates' Josh Pereira.
And a good job by Justin Burr on that far side. It looked like they had somebody after that second bounce right there to cash in, but great job of stepping in front of him by Justin Burr. And that's the one thing, guys, when you look at this back end here for Sterling with Burr, Timmy Hall, and McFadden. They're all underclassmen and are really having a big impact on the success of this team.
Martin looking in the middle for Ermel, connects with him. Pirates pick that one off.
Ermel waited too long for that one.
Kenville goes to his right. Nathan Week. Again, Cinnaminson still looking. They cannot create at all. Sterling defense is all over it as we are under 3 minutes remaining here in the first half.
Sterling's definitely winning the battle to the free balls, no question about it, both in the midfield and on.
Maroney goes down, and it will be a corner kick for the Pirates. Two and a half left to go in a scoreless first half.
The corner is going to be taken by Cinnaminson.
Goes far post, looking for somebody. That was a heck of a corner. Got a lot of mustard underneath that one.
Well, that's the second time they looked for that far post. First, Justin Burr was able to get in front of his man. And then this time it looked like Matt Martin got there and marked his man, did a real good job because, again, two potential opportunities for Cinnaminson to get the first goal of this game.
Foul against Sterling, against Zingaro. He's not afraid of contact. You'll see him on the basketball court in about a month. Looking forward to a successful basketball season as Zingaro. With 80 seconds remaining here in this first half. Good ball from distance. Off the head of who else but Timmy Hall in that back line. And Timmy Hall goes sliding into his own fans.
Just a minute left. This first half.
Moreland picks it off. Moreland with some space. Trying to feed Berkeley. Berkeley turns on the Jets. Berkeley, yes. Berkeley inside the 18, nice little drop pass. Nobody home. He's looking for Moreland. Good job by the defense of the Pirates to keep an eye on Moreland. Otherwise, that would have been in the back of the cage.
And you could tell that was a play, especially with the pass of Moreland coming up this near side, getting the ball ahead to Mike Berkeley, of two guys who really know where each other is on the field and almost connecting.
Connects on that far side to Pereira, and there's going to be a foul with 12 seconds remaining. Let's see if they have enough time to set up something as everybody's rushing up the field. 6 seconds to go.
I saw something completely different right there. That should not be a foul against Cinnaminson.
And horn sounds, and that'll end the first half. No score here between Sterling and Cinnaminson. Clean sheets for both netminders. We'll get off to a quick break, come back with second half action. You're watching live coverage of Sterling boys soccer in the semifinal round of the Coaches Cup tournament. We're back right after this. And welcome back to second half action. Live from Voorhees, Rob Strauss, Kevin Schulz, joined by Connor Strauss. I want to thank John Hallwood for joining us, Tad Kozaneski behind the camera. It's no score here in the semifinal round of the Coaches Cup tournament, Kevin. And I think if you were to kind of gauge the possession time and the chances time, I think it's a 70-30 split for Sterling.
No doubt about it. And I think it's probably a 70-30 split in scoring opportunities too, but you never know. If I'm a Cinnaminson team right now, I just want to kind of stay around, and maybe you might cash in on one of those opportunities. But Sterling definitely is getting more opportunities to move the ball upfield in wide open space. I feel like they're the quicker team. It's just a matter, obviously, of cashing in on one of those opportunities.
Sterling, I also feel like, is the more physical team.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, and I think in any game we've had with them this year, they've been the more physical team.
Sean Kennedy, the Cinnaminson goalkeeper, has been busy and more active than Joey Lomas, his counterpart. But the winner will move on and play Kingsway, who defeated West Effort 3-0 in the game prior to this one.
Shout out to Greg Yeager, Mr. Yeager, chiming in, a.k.a. G-Bear.
Ah, yes.
Mr. K working the camera, just waved hi to G-Bear.
Checking us out at home.
Checking it out.
He's probably got a spreadsheet going or something, some sort of trying to figure out how much money they're making off of concessions, and that'll be in some sort of business formula later on.
He's out in his revamped backyard, which he worked hard and did himself for the most part.
Not a guy. All you have to do is text us and you get free shout-outs. That's usually how it works, right?
That's it. We're easy. Well, Sterling starting off here in the second half with a decent opportunity with the kick by Jadis McFadden.
McFadden going to the far side, picked off by Cinnaminson. There's Moreland. Pirates looking for that counter rush. Looking far ahead for Pereira, and it's a little too far. And that horn, I think, is going to signify the end of the first half on the other field, which we believe...
Start of the second half, I think.
It could be either.
And we were saying as this first half, and when it kind of moved on, you could see towards the latter half that Cinnaminson was definitely well aware of where Moreland and Michael Berkeley were at all times.
Opportunity here, kicked away by Maroney, sent across, and swept away by McFadden. There's that defensive line, keeping Joey Lomas relatively not busy. It always helps to have good defense in front of you.
And they've really tried to attack that far post on these corner kicks, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do here. I haven't had a lot of success with that, but see if they try to go near post or try to loop it into the middle.
Does curve into the middle and just out of harm's way. Let's see what they call it. It's going to be a goal kick. But that did have some bend to it. That was a much better corner for Cinnaminson this time around.
No doubt, because, I mean, on a couple of occasions when they got it to the far post, you saw both Matt Martin and Justin Burr on two different occasions step in front of the defender, so I think they wanted to give themselves a better opportunity with more bodies going at it in the middle and almost connected to somebody.
McFadden clears it away right into the Sterling bench. Cinnaminson quick to throw. About 3.5 minutes into this second half, still no score. What little wind there is going in the favor of the Pirates in this half. What a difference 24 hours makes. Martin.
Here's an opportunity.
This is the header.
Cinnaminson.
And a save by Joey Lomas. Shot on frame by the Pirates as Lomas dives to his right, putting that one on frame. 24 for the Pirates, who's not in our program. But
yeah, well, that was a good job by him finding an open space, working hard to find an open space away from a defender, and almost banging one home.
So far this half, it's been all Cinnaminson.
Long throw in by McFadden. Pinballs off of a couple players' heads. Timmy Hall, the latest one. Pair of nines working against each other. The ball hasn't touched the ground hardly ever. Spending more time in the air this half than it is on the ground.
Sterling looking for a foul there, not going to
Yeah,
get one.
I felt like as you look at them going transition here, you see good hustle there by Mike Berkeley. But I felt like what Cinnaminson did just there in that last couple minutes was press Sterling and really give them a hard time getting it out of their own zone, own end of the field. And that's something Sterling had done to Cinnaminson throughout that first half.
McFadden tracking down Cinnaminson with a chance now. Much different Cinnaminson team coming out of the second half, Kevin.
No doubt about it. And I think when they pressed, with them pressing Sterling, kind of got Sterling back on their heels, and that was a real smooth transition up the field by Cinnaminson. Again, something they really weren't able to do in that first half.
Thrown inside the 18 box, headed away, and shot, and off the hands of Lomas and in.
1-0 Cinnaminson.
Well, we talked about how Sterling really controlled the first half of this game, but I'll tell you what, a little bit into the second half, especially within the last 3 or 4 minutes,
Nathan
it's
White
definitely
with,
been advantage Cinnaminson.
Nathan White with the goal. The senior gives Cinnaminson the 1-0 lead. That's his 11th goal of the season. And that goal comes just 5.5 minutes into the second half, and that's a wake-up call for the Silver Knights.
Yeah, and I really felt like Cinnaminson pressing Sterling on defense really turned the momentum around and just gave them more life offensively. They just really had Sterling back on their heels. And the other thing is they're doing a good job of getting people open and really working hard to get away from defenders down low. And that's one of the things I think that resulted ultimately in that goal.
So Sterling trails this one 1-0. On the goal by Wyke. Looking for more are the Pirates. Pereira.
Great slide tackle there.
Gonna force a throw in.
And guys, as we move into the second half, you have to wonder if Sterling's not feeling the effects of back-to-back games, a very tough game yesterday, then back at it here.
Swing and a miss. Lomas looking for it, can't find it. Wyke looking for his second. Just a little late on that service. Adams. Wyke backs it up to his defense in Jack Salmon. And now comes near side.
If this was basketball right now, I almost feel like Sterling would need a timeout.
Absolutely. I agree with you at 100%.
Just obviously soccer, you just got to regroup kind of within the game.
Look at the possession. This is what Sterling was doing in the first half to Cinnaminson. Now it's kind of a little bit of a role reversal.
It really has been. It's totally turned around 100%. You're seeing Cinnaminson get to all the loose balls and just have more room and open space.
Joey Lomas makes a play there.
Wyke, the goal scorer, working against Moreland. Sterling throw, and it will be Justin Burr to throw it in for Sterling. Now he hands it off to Maroney. Sterling turns it right back over. 1-0 Cinnaminson, just about 5 minutes into this second half with 32 minutes remaining here in this second half. Sterling going to need the equalizer if they want to face Kingsway on Saturday at 6. Saw some late game heroics yesterday from the foot of Mike Berkeley, who's had a really good game in consecutive days. 3 if you want to count the first 10 minutes of the St. Augustine game.
He's just been outstanding, and I think that's right now what they're looking for. He's just need one of those seniors to come up with a play, and obviously he's one of those guys who's done it all year.
There was another chance by Cinnaminson, but their player, it looks like he trips over the ball.
Shot into the Sterling stands, and by stands I mean ground level seating.
Standing room only.
Strong contingency of girls soccer players in attendance tonight. That's cleared away by Cinnaminson. Got a chance to talk to Mackenzie McDonald and Layla Solomon at the half. The Berkeley sisters here as well. Ireland K in attendance. Girls will start their tournament relatively soon.
Yeah, you see Coach Pete Marley's looking on.
Cinnaminson controlling, giving Sterling a taste of what they had going for them in that first half.
Yeah, and when we started this game, you could see Sterling was kind of feeding off the momentum of a big win the other day, all over the field, really up on their toes and having Cinnaminson back on their heels. But to do all that, get all the scoring opportunities, come away with nothing, I think that is playing an effect. And on the other side, Rob, as we look at the ball go out of bounds, if you're Cinnaminson, you were outplayed in the first half, and you get to halftime, hey, it's 0-0. And I think, in a way, that kind of re-energized them, and they've really carried that over into the second half of this game, and obviously it's resulting in the first goal of the game.
Lomas sends it away, well past the midfield stripe, off the head of Moreland. Berkeley giving chase, absolutely tackles. Got 2 points for that tackle.
Is he gonna get a card?
He is not yet. They call that charging in hockey.
I think that was
he
almost
was in
his
the air.
His momentum was just taking him.
They're going to stop the clock at the 29-12 mark.
Yeah, really. Karate Kid.
And they're going to bring in the trainer for Cinnaminson. Berkeley definitely was flying in the air as he collided with the player who was injured on the field, trying to get a number. It looks like Dean Karch.
I mean, he couldn't get out of the way. He was in the air. Cinnaminson fans not happy about the call, but in my opinion, it's
and
the
here's
right
the thing, Karch is standing still and Berkeley's flying towards you. It's kind of like almost like a quarterback sitting in the pocket, waiting for that defender to come in from the blind side, and you're just going to get absolutely buried. And that's kind of a little bit of what happened there.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you're in the air. There's nothing you could do. You have momentum. You're kind of up there out of control. But hopefully that young man's okay. But you could see that was Mike Berkeley on the offensive end, trying to give the team a spark, trying to make a play. And, you know, even just one play, good opportunity on net, you have to feel like can just mentally turn Sterling around right now.
Zingaro, Moreland, sent back in, off the foot of Cinnaminson. Looking for space, being guarded by Zingaro is Pereira. Pereira double teamed in the corner, and it will be a throw-in for the Pirates. .28:40 remaining in the second half, 1-0 Cinnaminson.
Sterling gets that out, and now they have an opportunity trying to find Berkeley.
Good job of Sterling getting a lot of bodies in there defensively, not even giving Cinnaminson any type of an opportunity.
And Cinnaminson, a 5 seed in the upcoming South Jersey Group 2 tournament. They're going to face Manasquan, the 12 seed from the Shore Conference, on Monday, November 1st. That game will be at Cinnaminson, obviously, being the higher seed.
Great play by the keeper there.
Sean Kennedy punches that one away. A little shove in the back. They're not going to get a call there, and it will be Cinnaminson throw. I would say, a pretty fairly officiated game as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's not over officiating, but
Yeah.
at the same time, they're keeping control of the game and making the calls they need to make.
Letting them play too.
Yep.
As they say, sometimes swallowing the whistle. Making the calls that need to be played, but still maintaining the level of play and keeping all the players on the field honest. Zingaro turns and fires, deflected away. It seems like now Cinnaminson is to every single 50-50 ball.
Absolutely, absolutely. We controlled the midfield in that first half, and it's obviously not the case now.
White off the post, looking for his second, goes right off the frame.
It looks like it hit. I think it hit the foot of Timmy Hall coming in there.
Ball still inside the 8, turn and fired, deflected away by Timmy Hall. That would have been disaster for Sterling had that one gone in. I believe that was not White, that was Pereira on the shot there. Sterling looking for the counterattack. Kennedy swallows it up to his right.
Well, that was again on that far side. It all started with Cinnaminson really gaining some speed, going up the far side and getting himself some space. And almost made Sterling pay for it. And boy, this next goal, we always say, especially this type of game with the way it's going, the way the momentum shifted over to Cinnaminson, this next goal is going to be a big one.
McFadden heads it back. Nice flick by Zingaro. Gets the head back on it. Martin. Cinnaminson there. Giving chase is Cinnaminson to that far side corner. Here comes Timmy Hall, comes in. And that's going to be a goal kick for Sterling. 25-30 remaining here in the second half. Cinnaminson leading 1-0 on the goal by the senior. And now the team leader in goals, Nathan Week.
Sterling made a pair of substitutions there. It looked like Kevin Stubbs and Jake Camarado coming in.
So Camardo into the game, as well as Stubbs. Stubbs playing with a yellow card. Sterling looking to counter with a speed and a takedown. They're going to call that foul, and now an opportunity here for Sterling as Moreland was fouled.
Yeah,
This is where Sterling
he
can
was
get the-
fouled. And boy, that shows you Josh Moreland's skill when you see him move the ball up in between people in traffic. And just tell you, in the high school level, he's just an elite player.
Moreland to serve it up at the 24-30 mark of the second half. Sterling trailing by 1.
This is Sterling's opportunity to get that momentum back.
Moreland waiting for the set pieces to get in place. Berkeley jostling for position. 9 irons it in, punched away by Kennedy. Sean Kennedy doing a great job for the Pirates between the pipes tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. In a couple of occasions, we saw that save right there, jumping out, and the one where he came way out and hit the ball out almost to midfield. With Sterling having a lot of bodies, a lot of forwards in front.
Zingaro to throw it in. Berkeley trying to get some sort of offensive spark going, battling. And it will be a Cinnaminson throw. Tough situation for Sterling here playing. This is their third game in as many nights, even though one of them was about 11 minutes long.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, you still have to get on a bus both ways. There was that 1 hour delay for the lightning delay. And a late night, followed up by a real rough game yesterday, both condition-wise and on the pitch.
Push there by Cinnaminson.
Yeah, you're seeing Cinnaminson also. We talk about them getting more open space. They're starting to be a little more physical in this second half.
Martin dispossessed. Moreland.
Something Sterling isn't really used to. They're used to being the physical team, not being pushed around.
Moreland fouled by Aiden Quinn Wright, and then did the old Allen Iverson step over Tyronn Lue.
Yeah.
Well, you could see Moreland and Michael Berkeley are really trying to make things happen and generate something on the offensive end.
Moreland isn't the guy you want to foul here either.
22 minutes remaining here in the second half. Sterling trailing by 1. Moreland off his right foot, going far post, and it will be a corner kick for Sterling. Corner kick on the far side. Let's see who trots over to take it. And Moreland going to come from the near side to the far side, and the substitution going to check into the game for Sterling, as Victor John going to check into the game, and Josh Garcia going to check out. Moreland on the restart again. Sends it across, off the head of Martin, over the fence and out of play. He was there, he climbed the ladder, Kevin.
Yep, really got up there, but obviously wasn't able to connect.
Before Kennedy kicks this one off, we're about the 21-minute mark remaining here in this second half. The winner plays Kingsway for the championship Saturday night, right here, 6 o'clock. Sterling looking to join that narrative. Taken away by Moreland. Moreland looking for space, looking to create, goes right, push still more right. And the defense of Cinnaminson all over Josh Moreland, and he loses possession. What a job by the Pirates defense, and a player down at midfield for Sterling as Zingaro is down at midfield, well away from the play.
Well, you see they moved Timmy Hall up to the offensive end, give himself an opportunity. I got to give credit to Mr. Farr. Before they even made that move, he was texting saying probably not a bad idea to move Timmy Hall up there.
Coach Marley's is, that happened so far away from the play. That happened 60 yards away from where we were looking, guys. I didn't even see it happen.
Didn't see it.
And now another Sterling player down as Timmy Hall is down. It looks like he is, the trainer was jogging onto the field momentarily and now is off. Timmy Hall, I don't know what the situation was with him, but the trainer got to about midfield and then Timmy Hall got back up to his knees and he's good now. Clock stopped at 19:56 as the officials may be going over and putting some more time on the clock. It looks like they are. They might add about 20 seconds or so. Yep. 20:23.
Do you guys know
we're going to pull Marty McFly and go back in time here. Waiting for anybody to chime in with a reference. Back to the Future, anyone? Okay. Doc Brown? Nobody? Okay, never mind. Goal scored on the other side of the field. That's what the rejoicing is across the field.
Bishop
that could be
Eustace.
2-0 Bishop Eustace over an Eastern team that we saw a couple days ago. Very, very good girls team with Eastern. White fires it well wide and over the cage.
Hits a sign.
Halfway through this second half, Sterling in need of a goal to send it to extra time. 2 would be nice.
Would be nice. But extra time is fun to watch.
Moreland, Camardo. Looking for Timmy Hall, who's playing up now. Coach Marley's moving Timmy Hall, the speedy Timmy Hall, as his shin pad goes flying. That's like the 4th time tonight that his shin pad has come out.
Yeah, stoppage of time to get his shin pad on the right way.
Some sticky tape.
Yeah.
Would be nice.
Hockey tape.
Foul on Sterling as the double team causes a foul. Stubbs has got to be careful. He's playing with a card. And They're going to stop the clock. 18:57 remaining on the clock. And they're going to book somebody. They're going to book Ryan Adams.
So he's going to come out.
The senior gets yellow carded at the 18:57 mark.
He gets carded, but it's still Cinnaminson's ball. I don't understand that. Can someone explain that?
Maybe something
I'm
he
not
said?
sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Was it something I said?
But Cinnaminson's definitely, like I said, has more energy in the second half, and it's definitely played more of a physical game in the second half.
Like on the restart, shot goes wide of the cage. I think Lomas was positioned perfectly. He knew it all the way. Or at least he acted like he did. It's tough to see from our angle how wide that was actually going.
Well, getting a good job of Sterling defensively, kind of getting in front of some of the forwards.
So we'll see at what point
Cinnaminsson.
Sterling is going to move some of their defensive players back, or excuse me, forward, as they've already moved Timmy Hall, who has the ball right now. He's got some speed. So with Berkeley and Timmy Hall up front, Cinnaminson's got to be really on their toes defensively.
Mm-hmm.
White, the goal scorer, near side. Karch, back to White.
And you see this sequence right here. This just shows you what the difference between the first half and the second half is. You really didn't see Cinnaminson have that type of control around the midfield that you've seen in, say, the last minute or so. Yeah, guys, I got to go back to, you hate coming in and having excuses, but playing such a tough game yesterday, I felt like Sterling just looks a little out of gas in his second half.
17 and a half remaining in the second half. Sterling on the counterattack. Martin was there. Camardo dispossessed. And now the Pirates come the other way. Gabe Hooer, the senior, mixing it up there with Sterling. The Sterling defense comes away with it. Far side, Moreland. Ermel leaves it for Stubbs, turns it over. And it's going to be a foul on Stubbs as Ermel is going to help up. Hooer does. Check that. That is Noah Huber, I believe. Or is that Kenville? Might have been Kenville. Kind of hard to see the numbers from where we are.
I'll tell you, we were remarking about the first game. You really didn't get a whole lot of fans getting on the refs or anything, but or the players are getting into the game and getting vocal. But you're definitely seeing it in this game, no question about it.
And as the clock ticks down, they're going to get more and more vocal, I think, on both sides. Lomas, good job there.
Great play by Joey Lomas.
With Nathan Weck, the goal scorer. He has the game winner as of right now, lurking inside the 6.
And I think the physical play is usually what gets fans more involved, and you're definitely seeing that in this game.
Counter rush by the Pirates. One-on-one with Moreland. Or excuse me, that's McFadden over there on that far side. And foul call. 15 3/4 minutes remaining in the second half. Winner faces Kingsway Saturday night right here at 6 o'clock. In this Coaches Cup tournament, a prestigious tournament, top 16 teams in all of South Jersey. An honor to play in this tournament for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, getting to where they are right now is just, and obviously, you know, you have time left. You want to try and get the equalizer, but nonetheless, win or loss, there's still, again, the group playoffs and a lot more season left.
Group 2 playoffs start on Monday. 4 white jerseys back for Sterling, but they don't need defense at this point. They need offense. And it's going to be a Cinnaminson corner. Sterling fans don't like it, but
I'm impressed with Cinnaminson, not just laying back on their heels, and playing like some teams would with a 1-0 lead, especially with what Sterling's been able to do this year in transition on offense. Cinnaminson still firing away and still attacking Sterling.
They call that the prevent defense, and some would argue that the prevent defense at times prevents you from winning.
Right. And Cinnaminson's definitely not doing that.
Headed away by Ermel. That was a great corner kick, too, by Cinnaminson. But a better head ball by Ermel clears it into safety as Martin leapfrogs over a Cinnaminson Pirate. Under 14 minutes to play. Fast-moving second half as it was in the first. Little to no whistles or stoppages in that first half. Only a couple quick stoppages to adjust the clock and a booking here in the second half. Cinnaminson looking for that insurance tally, leading 1-0. Like you said, Kevin, they're not sitting back. They're looking for more.
Yep.
Most teams would try and sit on this 1-goal lead with about 13 minutes remaining.
And again, we'll go back to, I felt like the way they kind of turned this game around early in the second half was just really putting a lot of pressure on the Sterling defense and keeping the ball in the zone, and things really kind of opened up for them from there.
Kevin Martin looks ahead. Kennedy all over it. Programming note for you if you're wondering what's happening on the fourth consecutive day of Sterling broadcast. The girls soccer team will be in action at home tomorrow, senior day against Triton. That will be a 3:45 start. Honor the seniors of this year's squad, historic squad. And Timmy Hall loses his
Looks like
he lost his shin guard again, and now he's in some pain. They're going to stop the clock. 12:23 remaining as Timmy Hall is down yet again, and it looks like it could be a cramping issue, and all signs are indicating towards that. Third game in as many nights that's going to happen.
Yeah, and they, we talked about how they've been marking Mike Berkeley, Josh Moreland when Timmy Hall moved up to the offensive end. Obviously, they're well aware of his speed from what he was able to do on the back end, but they're marking him equally as well, really putting a lot of pressure on him. And anytime the ball goes to Timmy Hall, he's got a defender right in his face.
Talk about timeouts in basketball. Here's a timeout for you. Unfortunately, it's going to come at the expense of Timmy Hall, and he's probably going to have to come out of this game momentarily.
Looking like it.
Sterling.
And Sean Clank usually, it's got to be one heck of a cramp that he's working on right now. And Timmy Hall's been all over the field. Coach Marley's moved him up to that forward position about 20 minutes ago, right after that goal, to try and generate some offense as Timmy Hall hops back up.
And the other thing, even when Sterling was controlling the game, one thing that Cinnaminson has done a decent job as we look at Timmy Hall go off is negate those defense to offense opportunities of Hall or Jadis McFadden, where they come from the back end, take it up the sideline, and really push the defense back. But Sterling really hasn't been able to take advantage of that, and give credit to Cinnaminson for not allowing that to happen.
Sterling serves it up off the foot of Maroney. Martin leaves it for Camardo. Camardo trying to turn the corner. He cannot. A host of Pirates there. Shot, and it goes wide of the cage.
Just wide.
That was Kevin Martin on the fire and just went wide of the cage. Clock continues to tick down, under a dozen minutes remaining here in the second half. Sterling trailing by 1.
Some point in the next few minutes, obviously you're going to see Sterling probably ramp it up, bring some more people up.
One of them's got to be
front.
Timmy Hall.
Yeah.
You would think, after getting probably, if it is in fact a cramp, you're looking at probably some fluids on the sideline, then get him in for the final push, should they not get the equalizer. White. Near side. Digny. Digny again, across the middle, nobody home except for the foot of Camardo.
Cinnaminson is keeping the pressure this game.
Yep.
Kick save by, almost, left kick save almost by Mr. K. Welsh to throw it in. Wiggles calls a fair catch behind us and makes the catch at
Great
the
catch by
13-yard line.
He did call a fair catch.
He did.
You
I saw
that.
it. I saw
Yep.
it. Now, had he fumbled it, would have been a live ball. Speaking of football, which we'll get to in a second, Huber hands it off. Cross coming across. Lomas has to come out and make a save, and another save, and it's cleared away.
What a play by Joey Lomas there.
Victor John saves it. Lomas is bumped. He doesn't like it, and he's going to have some words,
Well,
or at least a stare down.
You know, that play really, I think, kind of underscores what we've seen in the second half, where Sterling on the back end has really been scrambling around.
Here comes Berkeley. Berkeley, one-on-one with the keeper, and he sends it wide. All he had to do was make a move to the inside, potentially. He was one-on-one with the keeper and shot it about 20 feet wide of the cage.
Now, the goalkeeper, Kennedy, really got out there in a hurry. You know, his instincts have really been right on today in that, you know, split-second decision-making that you have to make from the goaltender position.
I was surprised how quickly and how far he came out on
Yeah.
him. Zingaro goes down again. They go to Digny. Digny one-on-one with Maroney. Huber.
Cinnaminson really isn't playing back. They keep putting the pressure on
do,
Sterling.
yep.
Under 9 to play. Moreland has it deflected away, collects his own rebound.
Yeah, one of the first times we've seen McFadden be able to spearhead, again, one of those defense to offensive opportunities.
Zingaro chips it forward, nobody home for Sterling.
Moreland is down.
Moreland is hurt, he's still up. And so they're not gonna stop play. With 8.5 remaining, now they will stop play as Cinnaminson commits a foul. Zingaro there to help up that Cinnaminson player.
Another chance for Sterling here.
You're seeing Sterling start to force the issue, start to bring more people up in the zone, start to take more chances with a little over 8 minutes here remaining.
They stopped the clock, 8:08 is what I saw on the clock when they blew the whistle.
8:03 now.
I'm not sure why they stopped the clock. They got the new ball in.
Yeah.
Now they start it, 8 minutes remaining.
Great play by the Cinnaminson keeper there.
Kennedy has been strong this entire game, even with the onslaught that Sterling provided in that first half. Has had to be good, and he has been here in the second half.
Watch behind you, Gav.
Maroney can't possess there. Owen Digny, near side, looking in the middle. Finds a man. Little pump fake there by Karch. Digny, bumped by Maroney.
It looked like that ball went out, but apparently it stayed in.
Maroney over to Zingaro.
Here comes Sterling.
And here comes Berkeley. The turf monster got.
It's a great sliding tackle. Turf monster, and that was all Berkeley. Not going to call a foul there, though.
I think Berkeley just tripped there, guys.
Yeah.
I think, and Martin.
Kevin Martin's
just coming up
tripped
the
as
field,
well.
he tripped.
Turf monster.
Back-to-back games on turf for Sterling. Well, push there by Moreland, and now
Cinnaminson doesn't like it.
You're starting to see the intensity ramp up here. Sterling trailing by a goal. Shot goes wide and out of play. 6:30 remaining here in the second half. And a substitution, a pair of substitutions going to check in for Cinnaminson now. Under 5 minutes. If the winning team in a one-goal game makes substitutions, they will stop the clock.
Yeah, you could see Moreland right there as he's bent over. That was really a good example if you look at what they were doing to Moreland, really playing the body on him again in the second half, playing him much more physical than they did play him in the first half.
Under 6 minutes remaining here in this second half. Sterling trailing 1-0 on the 11th goal of the season by Nathan White, the senior. Shot by Timmy Hall, well over the top of the goal cage. And Matt Martin, you can see on your screen, trying to pump everybody up, get everybody going. He's one of the leaders on the field, as he has been all season.
And the team captain, that's a tough play. Timmy Hall coming out that far side with a lot of speed. Took a high bounce on him when he kicked it. Tough ones to keep low.
50.
Victor John back there defensively for Sterling, and it's going to be a long throw-in for the Pirates with 5 minutes remaining here in the second half. Three defenders back for the Pirates standing in midfield, two of which are guarding Josh Moreland.
Cinnaminson going to take its time on the throw-in.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean.
Kicked ahead looking for Hall. Hall putting on the Jets, tries to save it.
He does.
I think he did. No, he did not.
Well, now you're really going to have to start pushing people up, even more so than before.
Risky play here, and so that's faith in your goaltender right there to make a good play. Kennedy boots it forward into the Sterling half.
See Sterling right now having that sense of urgency as we're getting towards the 4-minute mark.
Zingaro looking in the middle, headed away by the Pirates, and now numbers the other way for the Pirates if they can hurry. But they're just worried about possession at this point. No rush, plenty of room in the middle of the field for the Pirates. White, the goal scorer, has the game winner. Looking for more, perhaps, if it's available. Looking for room. Cross, and into the hands of Joey Lomas, was moving to his right, sensed it right away.
Good play there by Joey Lomas.
Good step defensively to keep it in the Sterling half. Cinnaminson fans wanted a handball. They're not going to get it.
Didn't look like it hit him from our angle.
Kevin Martin, far side, sends it in, right into the arms of Sean Kennedy. Falls on top of it. 3 minutes remaining in the second half.
And Kennedy's going to take his time here. And obviously, time right now is not in favor of Sterling.
Great punt by Kennedy to make Sterling go the distance, the entire length of the field practically. Lomas will return service. Push, not called. Timmy Hall looking for Berkeley, headed away. Martin, no. Victor John looking for Sterling to come across the middle. He's looking for Timmy Hall there, couldn't connect. 2.25 minutes remaining here in the second half. Headed forward, headed 3 times. Finally finds the foot of Kevin Martin. Camardo has it deflect off of a Pirate, and at a play will be a Sterling throw.
Jimmy Zingaro going to take it.
3 blocked kicks in the last minute and a half by Cinnaminson.
Under 2 to play. Berkeley tries to head it, swings and misses. Moreland with space, left-footed shot. Save on the juggle by Kennedy diving to his left. Circle that save. Just about 90 seconds remaining here in the second half. Kennedy sent it into their fans' area as Matt Martin quicked on the restart to Zingaro, and he kicks it away. 75 seconds remaining in this semifinal. The winner will face Kingsway on Saturday at 6 for the championship. And right now, it's looking like a Cinnaminson Kingsway final unless Sterling can change it in the next 60 seconds.
Yeah, well, you got to get control of the ball first.
Cinnaminson in absolutely no rush right now. They have it in the Sterling defensive half. And this could be the last push with 45 seconds remaining for Sterling. Still a Cinnaminson throw. Karch to throw it in, and he'll leave it for Gavin Welsh, the senior. With 30 seconds remaining, he throws it in, looking for the corner flag. This could be the final push for Sterling. Looking for Timmy Hall. And all they do, it's been a tale of two halves here. Sterling controlled the first half, didn't get anything out of it. Cinnaminson, whatever they said at halftime, seemed to work. And they are going to walk away with a 1-0 victory as the time ticks down. You'll hear the buzzer. And the Pirates are in the final against the Dragons on Saturday at 6 o'clock. The run for Sterling is over. Historic, but over.
Well, if you came out of this game and Sterling played the second half the way they played the first half and you came up on the short end, you'd really be kicking yourself. But Rob, you said it, and we both talked about it. Cinnaminson really controlled that second half and controlled the midfield. And I feel like, again, you hate to make excuses, but I feel like Sterling definitely looked like they were out of gas in that second half. And you've got to revert back to them having a very big, emotional, very physical, very tough win yesterday against St. Augustine.
And again, this is not the end of the season by far for this Sterling team. They will open their playoff, South Jersey Group 2 playoff chase starting on Monday, November 1st. They will take on Pleasantville. Sterling earns the number 2 seed. This Cinnaminson team, they could see in the semifinal round a little bit later on. You never know. They could see them at any point. But Sterling loses this one 1-0. In a tough one here, Schulze.
Well, you got to look, obviously they're disappointed, but hey, there's still a lot more to play for. And you've got to like their chances in the Group 2 tournament and ultimately could face this Cinnaminson team again.
So the next two broadcasts that we'll have for you here on Channel 19, one is tomorrow. Girls soccer back in action tomorrow, 3:45 as they take on Triton for Senior Day. And then Saturday morning, 11 a.m. at Paulsboro, football in action, looking to break a little losing streak that they have going on right now. And we'll have that for you live here on Channel 19. Soccer on Monday, volleyball also Monday as well, I'm being told by Tad Kozaneski, doing a great job on camera. So that's going to do it from everybody here. I'd like to thank John Hallwood, Connor Strauss, Kevin Schulz, Tad Kozaneski behind the camera. I'm Rob Strauss. Sterling drops this one 1-0. We'll see you tomorrow. Girls soccer, Senior Day against Triton. Good night.